Assalamualaikum and arigato everyone. Today, my friend and I would like to present about macroeconomics problems in Japan. Our focus will be on understanding the macroeconomics challenges that had continued to influence the economic trajectory on this remarkable nation. First thing first, let's start with the introduction of Japan. Japan, an island country located in East Asia, was a home for over 125 million inhabitants and is the 11th most populous country in the world. When the topic about Japan arises, people often have a diverse thought and perception about their technological advancement, unique culture, discipline, and famous anime. In terms of economy, Japan, or known as the land of rising sun, stands as one of the world powerhouse in the global economic arena. Japan economy is a highly developed social market economy which has the world's fourth largest economy by nominal GDP and PPP after United States, China, and Germany. Japan's robust economical success is well known due to their skilled workforce, stable financial system, technological innovation, and much more. But little did people know that this land of rising sun, long admired for its economical and technological prowess, today finds itself grappling with a different kind of unsettling macroeconomic issues such as unemployment and inflation. Japan struggled economically due to their macroeconomics problem, which affect the currency of yen and their GDP growth. But don't count Japan out yet, they are not giving up. The government provide many solutions to overcome the macroeconomics problem, which we will discuss later in the video. So, next time you think of Japan, remember there is more to it than robots and ramen. It is a nation facing challenges, but also showing resilience and trying new things.
Look at me, where she wanna be. Call me Vicky T. Off the leash, I feel like a dog. I get her the free, never needed you, but you needed me.
Alright, next, I will explain about summary of the macroeconomic issue arise in Japan. Understanding Japan's economic struggles is like solving a puzzle with a lot of pieces. It's about history, demographic, debt, and even the world stage. To make it clear, let's dive into Japan economic history. So after the World War II, Japan was in ruins, but they didn't stay down. They focused on making cool stuff such as cars and electronic stuff and selling it around the world, which made the economy booming up like a roller coaster. But in the 90s, or known as lost decades, things went downhill. Price kept dropping and people stopped spending. It was like the roller coaster got stuck at the top, not moving forward. These were the lost decades because the economy wasn't doing well. But today, Japan's economy is recovering, slowly climbing back up. Tourism is booming, technology is amazing, and exports are strong. But they need to face main challenge, which is macroeconomics problem, like an aging population and lots of debt. It's like the roller coaster is going up and down, not quite reaching the peak yet. There's 4 main macroeconomics problems faced by Japan that we stated in this video. I will just explain it briefly about these macroeconomics problems. First is Japan is facing stagnant wage growth, which affect the country's economic recovery, especially their currency, which dropped terribly right now. Secondly, years of deficit spending have left Japan with a massive public debt burden, raising concerns about fiscal sustainability. Thirdly, Japan faces problems related to unemployment due to aging population. Japan's population is getting older, like a nation full of grandparents, which means there is smaller workforce. And lastly, Japan has strict hiring policies which cause high rates of youth unemployment. To understand this macroeconomic issue, my friend will explain it further. Let's call him.
Konnichiwa. Hi everyone. Today let's dive into the complex world of Japan economic challenges. We will break down some key issues that are affecting people's life and the overall health of country economy. Stay around us. We explore the challenging in more detail and discuss why action is needed. First thing first, let's talk about stagnant wage growth. In Japan, Even though people are putting in hard work, their pay is not rising as fast as price. Imagine, if you had a coin jar but it's not filled up enough to buy your favorite snack. That is what is happening in Japan. Many people need more money to keep up with everything. Number 2 is high level of public debt. Now, picture this. Japan has a huge amount of money that is owned like a mountain of debt. Normally, when things get a bit pricier, it helps shrink that mountain. But Japan is facing problem because pricing are not going up enough. It's like trying to shrink the mountain with the tiny shovel. This makes it tough for the government to handle money well and keep things steady. Number 3 is problem of the structural unemployment. Now, let's talk about the job. In Japan, it's hard for people to find a new job or learn a new thing. This is because the aging of population and strict rule in the job market. When it's tough to change job or learn a new thing, it's made it harder for the country workforce to be efficient and adapt to change. But the last one is young unemployment and its long-term implication. Japan's younger population face obstacle in entering the workforce due to the strict hiring policy that favor experienced personnel. High rate of young unemployment not only create immediate economic challenges but also pose a risk of future skill gap and lower productivity. To ensure sustained economic growth and competitiveness in global market, addressing these challenges is crucial for cultivating a dynamic and talented workforce. So to sum it up, Japan need to figure out this economic issue to keep economy strong, whether it's boosting salary, managing debt better, or making easy for people to find job. Taking action is important. Arigatou gozaimasu. That's all from me. Thank you.
So I am going to talk about the macroeconomic theory based on the issue of unemployment. First, they are strict with their way of hiring an employee. The top management in Japan always want to get the best result possible, so they focus more on hiring an experienced worker. They always stick to their policy company and never try to change their way of producing something. They are also not flexible the way they are hiring workers. If they keep on doing that, it is going to cause a structural unemployment. We are living in a modern world where you need more skill to survive in the industry. So even the experienced worker are going to need new skill. If the company keep on expending their money on the experienced worker, what are going to happen to the youth workers, right? So they should balance their way of hiring workers, not just focusing on experienced one, but also for the youth person. Next, negative workplace environment. Japan are most well known for having a worker with least engagement in work. They have one of the lowest rate when it comes to engagement in work. It could be a worrying thing for such a developed country like Japan. Those workers give minimum effort, and as a result, they receive a minimal productive. Although there are a lot of workers that say they are enjoying doing their job, the percentage is still quite low compared to those developed countries. We can look to some factors on how the workers are enjoying doing their job. We can see how they feel when they're doing their job, how content they are, and also how much are they getting involved in the workplace. So a lot of workers in Japan are really struggling with stress out of those negative experience. Stress can happen in many ways, but specifically in Japan, with their culture in the workplace such as long hours of working, pressure to work during holidays, and a rigid hierarchy are the big reason for the increase of stress. The top management should address this issue to improve workers' mental and to make a positive environment in workplace. Next, lack of youth worker. Japan are known for have a lot of smart students in their school, but a success in school doesn't mean a successful career in the future. They are really strict with the school requirement, and that also might be because of the financial problem. So the number that the teenagers that join the labour market are getting much lower nowadays. They rarely give training or practice for the new workers, and that's going to make them lack of skill. So how can they do their job when they don't have the skill requirement, right? It doesn't just affect their career, but also affect the country unemployment rate. When there are lack of workers, the productivity are also going to reduce. A young person are going to lead the country in the future, so it is important to give them training to improve the economy in the future. So last point is low birth rate difficulties. Japan are known for having one of the most oldest population in the world. Japan also have quite a big numbers of elderly people. They also have problem with the low birth rate because it is getting much lower nowadays, and is related to the shortage of workers, which is going to affect the unemployment rate. All these are going to affect the economy in the future because the productivity are going to be lower. Also, when you have a lot of older people when they are going to retire, the government are going to pay them their pension, and that is going to cost the government more money. So one factor that might be related to this problem is their working culture, like I said before, like long hours of working and so more. I think that is going to make them a bit lack of their social life. This situation should be handled properly to make sure the economy can be improved. So I'm going to pass it to the next person.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adam Hazri Mumaisa. So we have moved to the how the government of country of Japan measure the economic problem. So they measure economic problem by using three policy, which is monetary policy, fiscal policy, and direct control policy. So I want to explain to you that these three three policy that the government of Japan using for measure to overcome their microeconomic problem. So first, we move to the monetary policy. Firstly, the government can lower interest rate to stimulate borrowing and investment by business, which can lead to increased economy activity and job creation, which means that the government can lower interest rate of borrowing for encourage consumer spending and can lead to the economic growth in their country. Okay, done. So we have moved to the second country, which is fiscal policy. The government on infrastructure project like constructing road, bridge, hospital and school, the government can spend more money on infrastructure project. From this can boost demand for goods and service, which lead to creation job in industry and job perspective in the construction sector, so make the make the in-country grow. So we have moved to the third one, which is last, which is direct control policy. This program for job quarantine, which promise employee to all those able and willing to work, can be put in place by the government. For this program, seek to the lower unemployment and give people financial security by the directing providing job. So which means that government give the people job, constantly job, so this is can run the economy and make the economy grow. So that's all for me.
Arigatou gozaimasu.